Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Real Estate Uncensored Marketing Roundtable. Now, I have an incredible cast today. I have Gene Volpe. I have Nick Sakis. We're going to be talking about some crazy stuff, but I need you guys to stick around for a couple of seconds because we have our countdown right now.
All right, dude, this is incredible. I'm so excited for this show. It's crazy.
I'm not.
Gene is anti Andrew Tate, and Greg is on mute.
I like it better that way, actually.
Oh, shut up.
I do, though.
Oh, my gosh. This is why you get kicked off the show.
Oh, my God. Wait, let me ask you a question. Nick, how come I can't share anymore on Facebook? Did you notice if I create a post to a group, I don't get the share button. I can actually copy some stuff in there. Get out there and share this to the groups if you don't mind, because I can't.
I am. I'm sharing it. Yeah,
I can't do it. I don't.
You have it. You have your profile maybe only sent to group members or friends.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's dig in.
Let's get to it, gentlemen.
All right, let's do it.
Who is this gentleman that we want to talk about today? Because I am completely baffled. I know you two are going to enlighten me on this one. So. Guys, take it away.
Gene's very upset. Andrew Tate is a more handsome version of Gene Volpe, and
he's not.
You would never say something like that.
That's ridiculous.
That is totally ridiculous.
A bald guy taking over the internet, and Gene is upset about it because he has been the bald guy taking over the internet for years. And now Andrew Tate has come in, taking the crown.
I bet you can't go to evilball.ninja and see Andrew Tate there.
That's right.
Oh,
I actually should do that. I should put Andrew Tate there and be like, hey,
yeah,
taking over Gene's space.
I love this topic because number one, Greg has no idea who this guy is, and we're going to completely ruin his social feed once he starts sniffing around.
Yep.
And if you don't know who this guy is and you're listening to this show, we are going to completely ruin your feed because all you're going to see is his shit once you start snooping around.
You mean the big buff dude with the tattoo on his right side?
No, he's not buff at all.
He is a ex-MMA fighter. He has a brother.
Buff as shit.
And he is taking over the internet right now from an affiliate marketing standpoint with a strategy that is absolutely brilliant. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up to the real estate community is...
Can we stop? I want to stop you there, but I don't want to get into that yet. I want to drop some background here because some of this stuff I don't know either. So let's really talk about this because I want to make sure everybody understands how it went from where he was to where he is, right? Yeah. So who's his brother? Do I know his brother? Because I'm an MMA fan.
I don't know his brother's name off the top of my head. Yeah.
And is that where he has his claim to fame? Is that where he came from into this world?
He came from MMA. Yeah, he came from mixed martial arts.
Okay. Because I
only for a couple years
though. Fight.
You might, yeah.
I don't remember though. I just don't remember. That's not a knock. He doesn't really bother me.
I think it might have been 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Okay,
dude, it's not recent.
This guy is ripped as shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
No. But when you said buff, you're thinking like he's a lean machine. He's not like this giant animal. He's probably, I bet you he weighs 160.
Right.
You know, he's in peak fighting shape probably. He's probably 160, 170, but he's got no shred of fat on him at all.
Yeah.
His arms are the size of my freaking thighs.
Here, I'm gonna find out how big he is. But go ahead.
He's probably, I would say 160 to 172.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, who gives a flying fuck?
Who gives a
fuck? Let's talk about your thought pattern on this. What's he doing that's taking over the internet?
Yeah, so he is somebody who is utilizing the Facebook algorithm, the Instagram, like every social media platform. He evaluated what's going on, and in December-ish or January-ish, he launched an initiative called Hustlers University. So his whole thing is he's very polarizing. So when we talk about doing video, we talk about doing video all the time. And like you guys can listen to us and we can tell you the exact strategy, the exact framework of what types of videos to do, the proven video topics that have gotten sales for real estate agents, all that stuff. We can give you all that interesting content and all of that framework and blueprint. The difference between Realtor A and Realtor B is you as an individual. So we can't control how well you are on camera, how polarizing you are, how empathetic you are, just how good you are on camera. That is a huge deciding factor on whether you're somebody who you pay attention to online or you don't. This guy, Andrew Tate, is an extremely polarizing figure. He's very well spoken. And he is just somebody who picks topics that are very polarizing to get a lot of attention. So he takes a stance on things that might upset people, like Gene doesn't like him at all, right? From my perspective, whenever I see somebody like this from a marketing play, I go, what's this guy doing? What's his play? You know, not everybody's just like this guy, right? So back this up. His whole thing is like, be a man, you know, men are men, women are women, have your role. Don't be a broke bitch. Let me teach you how to make money. He started Hustlers University, which is basically just a online, you know, course type of mentorship, whatever. When you first think of a course, you think of like $1,000 for this thing. It's not. It's an ongoing. It's like $50 a month. It's super cheap. So what he did is he sold this thing. He created this whole army of people that are part of Hustlers University. And so this guy's taken over the internet from a algorithmic standpoint, and he does not personally have one account linked to his name. There's literally thousands of Andrew Tate Instagram, thousands of Andrew Tate TikTok accounts. They're all his affiliate members that are taking his content and posting it on the internet for him to attract people into Hustlers University so they can make an affiliate commission. With that process, he has absolutely broken the internet. And once you get introduced to Andrew Tate, you will be what we would call in the paid marketing segment retargeted, but you're not retargeted. The algorithm just goes, oh, you like this guy. We got 1,000 more accounts that publish videos of him. You're going to start seeing his shit everywhere, to the point where he is the most Googled man in the world right now, like above Donald Trump, above, like, you go to Google Trends, you type in Andrew Tate, and you look at the fucking hockey stick of people Googling him because of this strategy. It is absolutely brilliant. And what he's basically done is he's built this community of people that off of a $50 membership or whatever. I'm not a part of it. I told Gene before this call, I'm like, I should have just joined to see what it's all about on the back end. But he's teaching people how to make money online. He's giving them a huge affiliate commission, probably 50% plus. So it gives people initiative to share Hustlers University because they're making money. But he's created this huge spiderweb effect to where now, like, he's calling out like Logan Paul and the Paul brothers to do an MMA fight. Like, the guy is just a viral sensation, and it's absolutely interesting to watch from a marketing perspective. And so I wanted to bring this up and just talk about, like, how could you possibly recreate this for real estate? We talk about being polarizing and having your opinions out there, but this is a very interesting play. No, I've never seen anybody do it to this extent, this fast. It's been 6 or 8 months.
So let's jump into that, because you set this up pretty well. That clip that I just had and I was sharing is the one you're talking about where he calls out Jake Paul. Let's dissect this a little bit. So let's watch it real quick, right? And then I want you over here to talk about this account that's probably not his, and then some of these numbers, right? So let's watch this real quick. I'm gonna actually, Greg, you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna switch my microphone out from the good one to my thing here, just so you can hear it. I'll just do this real quick. Hang on. Let me just change my audio.
But I love hearing your voice.
I know, but you will. I'll change it back. All right, so here we go.
Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in the dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, who will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living fuck out of you. This is the hardest sport in the world, and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get paid. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, all of which who would fuck you up. I'm one of the lucky ones. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million. You put fucking girl you're advertising anyway. I will fight this day of the fucking week. Don't worry about Conor McGregor fucking you up. Don't worry about Floyd Mayweather fucking you up. You only want to lose to them so you can say, well, I lost to Conor McGregor. Why don't you lose to an old man who's retired? I live in the real fucking world, Jake. There's a whole bunch of fighters out here who live in the real fucking world. Men who are dangerous and dedicated their lives to this sport and don't have a fucking fraction of the money you have because you managed to become a fucking clown. The biggest clown on the fucking internet. If you want to fight, if you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Fucking Google it if you want to know more. Any day, anytime, let's fucking go. Jake Paul.
Okay.
The biggest pay-per-view fight ever would be those two guys. 100%. It's the amount.
So look at this. Look right here. This one comment. The press conference would be epic alone.
Yeah, dude. This guy's like he's like Conor McGregor on steroids as far as his mouthpiece. He's a smooth fucking any situation I've seen him in, from podcasts to anything else. Like, the dude's got game, no doubt about it.
So Nick, talk a little bit, and I want to get Greg's thoughts on it here, right? But talk a little bit about, if you look at the analytics on this one video. Yeah. Now, is this him? Is it possible that's him?
No, there's not. So the funny part about this, I saw he was on an interview a couple of weeks ago on Barstool Sports with Dave Portnoy. And I don't know if you saw this interview or not, but Dave, they opened up the interview and Dave's like, well, I heard you're breaking the internet, but I'm looking at your account on TikTok and you don't even have whatever it was, 10,000 followers or whatever. He's like, so it's like Dave thought he was being slick. Like, he thought he was going to bust him in front of the interview. Like, first part, you don't even have a lot of followers. How are you breaking the internet? And Tate goes, I don't have a TikTok account. And then the one guy that he does the podcast with, he's like, he started laughing because he's like, I told you, Dave, he's got 1,000 people that post for him. He doesn't even have his own account. And then Dave's like, oh, okay, I get it. So how do you, so that's why he's like, he can be so polarizing because he doesn't even have a fucking account to shut down. He can't be canceled. There's 1,000 Tates showing up every single week on social media that can't be canceled. It's it's brilliant what he's done. The tribe that he's collecting, it's amazing.
So let's break that down a little bit. Yeah. I mean, how do we put this? My mind's working here a little bit slower than usual because I've been up since 2:30 in the morning. But okay.
Framework. We want to focus on a framework.
Where do we want to start with? I mean, how can you polarize yourself as a real estate agent? I would go with fellow real estate agents, lenders, escrow officers that will want to support you and get your business, that you could, they'll post stuff on your behalf. Happy clients that will do something along those lines. But then get out there and personally, I don't like this guy. He sounds like a fucking asshole. Gene's laughing his ass off. I would never repost his stuff, but that's not everybody.
You're not part of the movement. You're not part of the Tate movement, baby.
Oh, dude, I love taints. You give me a good taint.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So from a framework perspective, right? And
yeah.
This episode is 100% clickbait. We have a lot of realtors listening. There isn't going to be a real estate agent that's going to be able to replicate this. I'm sorry to tell you. Right. I just want to give you a framework because, as an example, what you could do, let's say at an office level or a brokerage level, if you wanted to implement something. Now, this is what we would call user-generated content, right? So that they're repurposing what Andrew Tate is, but also the user-generated side. Why does TikTok take off? Because it's the user-generating content. There's 100 million people that have a TikTok account. They're all making content every day. It creates an obscene amount of content, right? It makes the platform go bonkers.
We have to talk about their user terms and policies, by the way, at the end of the show. Just keep going. Yeah.
Okay. So what you could do at a broker level that would be similar to this is, let's say, and this isn't going to apply to anybody who's an individual agent, unless you have a bunch of friends you wanted to get together or whatever. But if you're a broker and you have 5, 10, 15, 20 agents, and you really wanted to replicate this type of strategy, your content. So you're the key person in your role for content creation, right? You're the broker. Let's say you have a podcast. Let's say you do something. You're generating content at a high level. You would instruct all of your agents, buyer's agents, listing agents, transaction coordinators, everybody who's part of your ecosystem to take pieces of your content and create other accounts and post all this content. So now instead of having you and just your account having one piece of content every day, you now have 25 Greg McDaniels in different forms or fashions, and all of your agents are instructed to post your content on all these platforms. And so what this does, I can't verify this, but I've heard from too many people that it must be true. That whole thing.
It could be true.
Could be true that when you open accounts on, like, let's say TikTok, for example, you can open up a brand new account and have really good content and be shadow banned and not even know it. So there's a lot of people, when they tell you to open up TikTok accounts, to open up 5 or 10 TikTok accounts at a time and post the same content on each one. And whichever one has the higher rank or higher view count on like your first week of content, you ditch all the other ones and you go with that one because you know it's not shadow banned. Huh. So like that's a strategy right now that influencers are doing. They're just opening up multiple accounts, posting all the same content, see which one the algorithm picks up, dump all the rest.
Well, so do that quick because they're going to put a stop to that.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to tell my VA to do that immediately.
Yeah, well, you got nothing to lose to try it, right?
You could try it. So, but that being said, that's what he's doing right now. Is he's created an army of people who are posting on his behalf. So when we talk about the volume of content on social media, most of our listeners are posting once a day, maybe if they're lucky. If you're posting once a week, you're never going to tip the scale on social media, right? So understanding how the algorithm works, you now have 1,000 accounts posting for you multiple times a day. It's basically as good, if not better, than paid advertising. The amount of money that he would have to spend on paid ads to get the same impression reach that he's getting with these people who have bought into his content already is astronomical. He'd be spending millions of dollars a month with the same amount of press.
And look, you can't even create any advertising on those platforms without an account. So he's already behind the 8 ball. If he doesn't have an account, he can't even do advertising. So first of all, I want to say hello to Janet. Janet is a friend of mine from the Jersey Shore. So
hi, Janet.
And appreciate you. But this is interesting, Nick. You said something that I've been preaching to brokers for 8 years. There's not really any other industry where you're required to advertise your brokerage in everything you do from a business perspective.
Right.
Like, think about it. I always talk about restaurants. Imagine if you worked at a restaurant and as a waiter, you were required to use that restaurant's logo in all of your business postings, right? That's what that is. As a broker, if you have, just say, start with 10 people at the top level who are social media moguls that are doing stuff, it's in your best interest to get them to follow and share your feeds and your content.
Right.
Right? Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense for you to not. So I always used to say to people, introduce me to your broker and let me come in and teach your folks how to do what I'm talking about. And then I will tell the broker who are the 10 that you want to wrangle up and go, let's do this together. And it will, just think about the numbers. If I had 10 people that said to me, yes, Gene, I will promote every single thing you do every day for a month. And they all have 4 accounts: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, right? If I post 10 times, 5 times a day on 4 accounts, that's 10. I mean, we're talking about 5,000 posts a month with my logo and my face on every single one, just from having 10 people behind me. Why are these brokers and these teams not doing it? I'll never get it. And I would be willing to bet you, Mr. Sakis, that part of the agreement with Andrew Tate, when you make your X percentage the affiliate, you agree that you will share every single piece of his content. He's got that in there that says, okay, Nick, you want to be part of the hustle crew? Here's the 10 things we're going to do: non-compete, non-disclosure, LLC, all these things, get your affiliate link, all that shit. By the way, everything I post goes out on your shit too.
Well, let's talk about that. People are 100% money driven. It's a fact, right? So Hustlers University, the reason why people are making all this content is because the internet at large is clicking on the Hustlers University link that they have in their bio, and they are getting an affiliate commission. What if you, as a broker or team leader or whatever you want to call it, let's say your regular commission split with your agent is 50-50, right? But you have an incredible offer out there in the marketplace, like our Freedom Move USA offer, like something else. What's your unique selling proposition? Your whole main job in life as a team leader or a broker is to advertise your offers to the marketplace. And it could just be search for our, on our website or whatever. If you gave your agents affiliate links so that you could track things about where these people came from, and you told all of your agents, hey, if somebody comes in through your portal, you open up a social media account, you're reposting all of my stuff. Instead of getting a 50% commission on that lead or 50% referral fee, I'm going to give you 80% of that lead that comes in because you're repurposing my content for me. Now there's more money behind it. Now you know that if you're repurposing your team leads information and a lead comes through that portal and it's tracked, you're going to make more money on that lead than if you would anything else. So now there's dollars and cents that make this a thing. If as a real estate company, that's how you could pull this off, because a user-generated content, like an agent, is not going to go out of their way to reproduce your stuff for you if there's not financial gain in it for them. And for us, financial gain for real estate is higher commission splits or higher referral, right?
Yeah.
That would be from I'm just spitballing here, thinking about this ecosystem and how he's done it. That would be a way that you could do it as a team leader or broker. Again, this all goes back to how much content you're creating. Because if you're not creating content as a team leader or broker, just flush this idea down the toilet. Because if you're repurposing one 3-minute video that you made last month, it ain't going to work. But if you're doing a regular weekly podcast, if you're making content on a regular, this could work.
So let me kind of shuffle this out a little bit in my brain. As a team leader, as a brokerage, as a company, as a podcast, like we're both on, well, all three of us are on right now with Real Estate Uncensored. What if we, take our 1,100 and plus videos and say, hey, look, guys, go repurpose that. Any ads that you sell on that thing, you keep 100%.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? Our brand is put out there a million times more than we could ever pay for. I mean, is that a play, or am I just delusional?
Yeah. So if we had an reunation.com university, right? If we had a portal,
we can make that very quickly.
That was a paid for portal that was $50 a month, that if you join, you would get all the training or whatever. Like if that was a thing and we had a North Star, and then everybody who republished our content got a 50%, 70% affiliate fee or whatever for that $50 on a recurring basis, that's what Andrew Tate's doing.
Okay.
So if there was an REU army,
we're building,
and we had right. I just gave Greg an idea. I wasn't intending for that, but like I see smoke coming out of his ears right now. But like all of our listeners right now, if you knew that you could repurpose Real Estate Uncensored content, anybody who clicks on it would go to reunation.com, sign up for REU Nation University, and you'd make $30, $40 per referral commission on a monthly basis recurring. Would you do that? Right. Or maybe it was $200. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. For Hustlers University, it's $50 because he's reaching literally hundreds of thousands of people, for us to reach 100
and paying for nothing.
Right. For us to say we'd have 100,000 agents, 200,000 agents in our ecosystem, that's a pretty big ask when there's only a couple million agents in the country, right? He's going after mass market. We have quite a niche here, but yeah, the same thing would apply. There'd have to be financial gain. We do have enough content that we can make it work. We can.
Well, REU Nation, I mean, we're in like 5 or 6 different countries right now, so I mean, we can spread really quickly with the content, because people. The thing I love about this, Nick, is the fact that I call it a superpower. That everybody has one, but they don't exercise on it. I have a gal at the dog park. Her name is Paula. Wonderful, wonderful woman. She's got more knowledge about the dumbest shit you could ever come up with, but so freaking practical
Right.
She's like, one day she's like, oh, she's like, Greg, your feet smell. I'm like, yeah, I gotta change my socks. She's like, do this. Take a spray bottle, spray vodka into your shoes. It'll absorb the smell and then evaporate. I'm like, these are the hacks that people need to learn about. So with that in mind, with what you're talking about, like if people subscribe to a page or a group or whatever else, and they get an affiliate link in regards to marketing, imagine the ability to kind of move that around a little bit and go from I'm a real estate agent to I'm a networker and I'm going to build a business for you based upon your own personal knowledge. All you have to do is talk or write or whatever else. But if I was to, get into business with someone, they're like, spray vodka in your shoes and your feet are not going to smell anymore. I'm like, oh shit! I don't have to be yelled at anymore. Okay, this is a game changing winning thing. I'll buy in on this thing.
Go ahead, Nick.
Both of you guys are laughing.
I think so. So I think right now, most people that are on social media, like we talk on the podcast a lot about like building omnipresence.
Right.
The reason why I'm so bullish on paid ads is because you can flip on paid ads and instantly be seen. The direct kind of when people think in their mind, when you think organic marketing, you typically think free, right? So it's either organic is free and paid is paid. The problem is right now, the people who are winning online are spending just as much, if not more, than you are on paid advertising on a team for their social media content creation, because they understand output is the key right now. For example, another guy who's recently exploded in the past year, but he's not in the real estate space, is I just went completely blank. And Alex Hormozy. So if you want to learn about sales related stuff, look up Alex Hormozy. His stuff is absolutely great. He has a $100 million company. He does acquisition.com. It's his thing. Anyway, he came on the scene. He was one of the guys who, like in the business community, people knew of him. He had high ticket, high level coaching, but he wasn't on social media up until last year. Then he realized, hey, social media is something that I need if I want to acquire more businesses. So I'm gonna do this for real. And so he ended up creating this content machine, and people, like, he exploded on YouTube. He's got almost 1 million followers, probably more now on YouTube. He's exploded on TikTok, and everyone's like, he just came out of nowhere. Well, he just did a video a couple weeks ago talking about how much money he spends on his organic marketing. And between him and his wife, they're spending $70,000 a month on content creation. No paid ads, but they have a team for YouTube, a team for LinkedIn, a team for TikTok, a team for Facebook, between editors and posters and content creators. Like the stuff that you guys see right now on social media, if you see somebody popping off, if you see them in your feed all the time, they're either A, paying $5,000 plus in your market to be seen that much, or B, paying $5,000 plus to get content creation. Like there's the game of social media of like, oh, I just have a platform and I'm going to post a couple times a week and I'm going to be relevant. Like that is so far gone. It's not even funny. You have to have multiple things going on at the same time. And I don't want to overwhelm anybody, but like, that's why an Andrew Tate can come out and go completely bonkers, because he's got 1,000 people posting for him. So like every time I have a conversation with someone about marketing, it's cool to say, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. I want to start posting on my Facebook feed. I just want you to fully understand who your competition is. There's no divisions or leagues like there is in sports. But right now, you guys, or even myself, right? Like I don't have a team posting for me all the time. Like I could be a much bigger guru than I am with my knowledge. I just don't spend the money on it. But we're all in Little League. Like the amount of money that we spend on our content creation, we might as well be in T-ball compared to like an Alex Hormozy who's spending $40,000 a month on his personal content machine.
Probably low. That's probably low.
But we look to these people while we're in T-ball and we're like, I could hit that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The fuck you can. Right? And that's what it is. We're sitting in the stands going, 95 ain't shit. That's no big deal. Well, you're not even in the same league. Right?
So it's about building a team around you that's going to support you because they're going to financially benefit. Essentially,
he's still thinking about the course. He's still thinking about the course. We might as well shut this off and just go ahead and play.
No, I'm thinking about an amazing idea for Greg.
Oh, fuck you! I don't even know.
I'm still waiting for the tennis balls.
Listen,
like, hey, that's a good fucking idea. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. Stop yelling at me. I am sensitive.
No, I'm yelling at Nick.
Oh, good. Okay.
My tennis ball ideas is a good idea. Damn it! Because you know what?
No, he's being honest. No. We both think you should do it. We're waiting for it,
dude. I was at the dog park the other day. Guess what? Someone left 4 jugs of tennis balls up there. Mm-hmm. Best.
Not with your face on it. Not with your face on it.
That's gonna scare the dogs.
Listen to me. I want to bring something up. This is why I keep laughing. Because I just come up with a new thing that I think is gold. It's absolute gold. This is where I shine. I always tell my wife, I get 1,000 brilliant ideas every year. 2 of them are really awesome. 998 are complete shit. If you don't take this, you're wasting money, right? So I think at least one every episode, we all go, where did that comment come from? Like, you're like, I was at the dog park and this lady was like, your feet stink. And I was like, what the fuck? So here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Imagine if we did this, Greg, and I think we should do this on TikTok, and I'm being 1,000,000% serious.
Okay.
And I think if you're listening to this, I see Veronica's there, Janet. If you're listening to this and you think this is a good idea, please give me a thumbs up. I think, do you remember, you guys remember, you're old enough to remember Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy from Saturday Night Live. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And it would be the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
I think we should do a Uncomfortable Conversations with Greg McDaniel. And all we really got to do is, honestly, if we dug through the archives of these shows, there's always once for every show where we're all like, what the fuck did you just say?
Dude, there's a trailer. I could already think of the trailer. And I don't watch Saturday Night Live that much. But the guy from, it was a Key and Peele. I forget the guy. I don't know the guy's name. But he did it where he did like a Steve Harvey type talk show. And it was called What's Up With That? And they would come in and he'd be like Steve, like how Steve Harvey comes on a Family Feud and he was in a tux.
It was
the whole dance was like,
Thompson.
What's up with that? What's up with that? And it was like the funniest shit ever. Like, that's Greg's intro. Like, what's up with that? What the fuck?
Dude.
What comment was that?
I'm telling you, Greg, we get some of Jake's VAs on this and just pull out clips of these shows where we're like, we just go watch Gene. When Gene starts laughing, we probably want to get before that. I didn't know where that clip was going. And you were like, she's like, your feet stink. And I'm like, how the frig close to this woman were you? Listen, it's a brilliant idea. And if you don't do it, you're crazy.
No, I know. I love it because it's not taking yourself too seriously. Like, I would love to be shamed. I mean, like the dumbest shit I say, which I've said a lot of dumb shit on this show. Stop grinning, Gene.
Veronica just posted. I already made y'all a cover.
Oh, I know she is. I guarantee that woman's making a cover right now. Yeah, but the thing is when you don't take yourself too seriously and you go out there and you pick fun at yourself, people will laugh. Like, I'm laughing right now when Nick and Gene are picking on me because I'm like, this is some good shit. I mean, I've been called I have some major trolls. Excuse me. My goodness gracious. And my favorite comment was, you and Matt are the Beavis and Butthead of real estate.
Yep.
And I'm like, thank you, sir. I love you. Thank you for watching.
Which, can I say, is coming back? Do you know that it's back?
Yeah.
What?
Beavis and Butthead has new episodes.
Get out of here.
I was laying in bed the other night, watched the trailer, and my wife came out and was like, what the hell are you laughing at? And she turned and she saw, yeah. And then she's like, what? I'm like, these are new. And she's like, you are an idiot. And I'm like, dude, it's the dumbest shit ever. And it makes me giggle like a 4-year-old. I don't care. It's so funny. Yeah. So they're coming out with new stuff.
I put the What's Up With That. That's what that YouTube link is. And I still haven't accepted StreamYard's terms and conditions. So I'm still a banned user. I guess I have no face on my.
You've only been here for 3 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so new.
Yeah.
Take that link and put it in the private, put it in the chat so everybody can see it there. But otherwise, guys, DM nicksackas.com and get that link. But it's a really, I got to tell you, it's a really fascinating idea, which I don't know why I have never thought about this, but create an army that will be on your side, that you give them 80%, 70% of the profits on anything that they bring in, so they're incentivized. So you sell a product or you sell a service or anything like that, so mama and papa can sit in their comfy pants on the couch, post out on social media. You have 1,000 accounts out there with your name on it. That's one of the prerequisites. And then bam, boom, you have visibility, they get money, you get money residually on both sides. And then you can do booking for speaking, write a book, start a podcast of your own, anything that you want, or just stay in the shadows and create content and live a good life. Go sit in the pool at noon and drink a cocktail or pet your goldfish or whatever the fuck you like to do. But I mean, that is a humongous takeaway, Nick. I mean,
my intention wasn't to make your brain hurt on this podcast.
Oh, it's hurting.
But I think if people want to, it's almost like the modern day multi-level networking, right?
Yeah. Join
our REU Nation so you can learn how to do this yourself. And it would just be an ongoing overlapping. But it is like, so if you don't know who Andrew Tate is, once you Google him and once you start watching, you're going to see this take effect. And you're going to go, holy shit, this guy really is broken the internet, to the point where celebrities have started to go like on their podcast and go, who is this guy? Why does he keep showing up in my feed? Like, that is the ultimate, so another example of this, right? If we're talking about marketing, and so take example, Tesla. All right. Tesla doesn't market. You ever seen a Tesla commercial?
No.
They don't run advertising. You know what they do? They do marketing stunts. So the last time somebody did something like Tesla, so the Tesla Cybertruck, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did they do? They did an unveiling. They threw a fucking ball at a window and it smashed the window. He did a marketing stunt. The amount of publicity that he got because of that failed. Was it truly failed or not? I don't really think so. The amount of publicity he got, he would have had to spend $100 million in advertising to get the same amount of publicity he got for a broken window on a failed stunt. The guy never does any marketing for anything. And he had like 100,000 pre-orders on a Tesla Cybertruck. So putting on your marketing cap, it's the same reason why Raising Cane's just bought all his employees thousands of dollars in lottery tickets for this Mega Millions lottery. You know how much publicity he got because of that? He spent $20,000 on lottery tickets. He probably got $1 million worth of publicity because everyone's like, look at what this guy's doing for his employees. Now, if one of his employees won, he'd probably feel good, but he traded dollar for dollar a better value in marketing.
Well, I agree. Thinking out of the box like that, 2 years ago, my girlfriend was meeting my extended family for the first time. And what she decided to do is she did two simple things. She bought lotto tickets, taped a penny behind every lotto ticket, gave it to every person in the room, and then give everybody a shot of was it Red Bull? No, it was a Red Bull. It was what's the super
Monster?
No, it's an alcohol drink. It's a drag. Anyways, it was
Fireball.
Fireball.
I mean, I don't know.
She gave everybody, and this is a requirement. They had to have they had to scratch their ticket and then take a drink of Fireball. And then she jokingly said, I take 10% of anything you make.
Yes.
My parents made $1. She got 10 cents.
Nice.
But the thing is that people still talk about that. So Nick, 100% what you're saying is right. I mean, when I go door knocking these days, I buy 10 or 15 scratchers, and I tape a penny behind it because I give it to them when they're nice to me. And guess what? They remember me. And that's the greatest thing.
So it could also go very badly. Now there's three of us on this call. I am the only one who's a huge Andrew Tate fan, mainly because of the marketing genius behind it. Like you see a G and he's the top G, right? That's what he calls himself, the top G. You two guys can't stand him already.
Yeah, he's annoying.
So that's what's called polarization.
Yep.
You have to walk a fine line, especially you're in a service business, you represent a community, you're representing your family, right? There's a lot of ancillary factors to where you can't just go out and be fucking Andrew Tate and be completely polarizing. But can you differentiate yourself from other hokey ass realtors in your market? Probably.
Well, think about this. When I started this podcast with Matt, I would drop the F-bomb all the time, like to a point where I would go watch the show and I wanted to delete it. I was just like, fuck, that is just too much. We'd had clients or interviewees that would say, can you please delete that interview because it's not very becoming of me. And I'm like, shit. So but Real Estate Uncensored became very, very popular because I was uncensored. I was polarizing. Right,
that's true.
But then as you get older in your career, you kind of mellow down a little bit. You don't say the F-bomb so much. You kind of chill out. If this is what you want, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And it's because I'm adhering to the norms of life. Stop giving me the stank face, Gene.
Finish your thought.
I'm trying to, but you're disturbing my thought pattern.
My face is disturbing your thought.
Yeah.
You're easily diverted.
I certainly am. The point is this, guys and gals, go out there and be disturbing as much as you want. Be a disruptor in your own form, whatever that looks like. So are you going to cuss a lot? Are you going to dress in a certain way? Are you going to disrupt, conversations with different topics that people might not want to talk about? For Nick, like what he does to the show, he brings in phenomenal information. He makes me shut the fuck up, which is really hard to do. Gene just laughs at me, which makes me laugh at him, which makes the show incredibly fun. And he's incredibly smart and the most beautiful, handsome, bald man on God's green earth.
Except for Andrew Tate, apparently.
Oh, well, fuck him. We don't even know him.
There's another guy on TikTok. I'm sorry, Greg. I thought you were.
No. Go ahead. Another guy on TikTok. Who?
That's polarizing in the real estate space that a lot of realtors hate. His name is Drayton Nay.
Is he still on? I don't get him in my feed.
He's still on.
Is he?
And so we talk about polarization. I've sent him before when he first started blowing up. I think he's over 10,000 followers now. The dude is a wholesaler.
Yep.
And he came on hot on TikTok bashing realtors' faces in.
Wait, is this the black guy with the big beard?
No, he was the bald dude. He's a
middle-aged bald guy who just spit absolute fire on TikTok.
Yep.
Filth against realtors, talking about you don't do anything, you're not worth anything.
Yep. I know. I saw this guy.
Challenge me, you don't do anything. Meanwhile, he's created a small army of people who are like, yeah, F those realtors. Yeah, F those realtors. They make too much. And what's his funnel? Find out how you can sell your property yourself. Click on this link. And oh, by the way, I'll buy the house for you cash if you don't want to sell it yourself.
Smart.
He's taken a huge TikTok platform and diverted homeowners to calling him to say, what's a fair cash offer? And in the process, his polarization was F those realtors. He's done a very good job of it. There's a lot more realtors that are starting to stand up to it, and he's having to explain to regular people what a wholesaler is, and that he's getting called out like, well, aren't you doing the same thing? So like some of his most recent videos I've been watching, he's kind of like playing both, like he's trying hard, but people are starting to catch up to the game. I saw it immediately when he first started his channel, but like he's polarizing. A lot of people, you pick a topic that's the norm. The overpaid realtor that drives a nice car, that makes too much money on a transaction, that most sellers, when they sell their home, they feel like I just paid this guy $25,000. What did he do? I'm happy my house sold. It was a smooth transaction. But after the fact, there's a lot more people in a real estate transaction that have that feeling like, man, did I really need to spend that much money? Versus I'm so happy I called Greg to sell my house and paid him $40,000 commission. So he tapped into a thread online, a common thread, and poured fucking gasoline on it and was very polarizing and created a following. Like it marketing 101. He did it. He's doing it.
That's awesome. That's something to kind of look at. So let's break this down really quickly in regards to, hold on. You guys are trying to bring something.
And I love what Veronica said, that she said that Matt just brought out all the cussing in you, which I agree with.
There you go. And thank you to Veronica as well, as she's quick on the turnaround for our artwork.
Damn, she already did make one.
Yeah. So for the Greg, explain what it is for our audio listeners.
Well, you want me to be dyslexic?
Oh, all right, that's fine. It's a graphic that says "Uncomfortable Conversations with Greg McDaniel," and then to the right, there's some clouds and sky in the background, and to the right, it says, "When your feet stink, spray vodka on your shoes and let it air out for a bit, and then it will vaporize the odor." Uncomfortable Conversations with Greg McDaniel. So good. Thank you, Veronica.
This is why I love that woman.
Yeah, she's good. She's quick, man. She's quick.
The OG of the show, man. The OG guest of the show.
Well, you know that she did make the shirts that Gina and I wore with Matt's face on them, right?
I think I still have it in my office just in case we need to don them again. Dude,
I wore it the other day just for fun. But yeah, that's all Veronica. She's awesome. Love you too, big girl. The thing is like, how do you become polarizing in real estate? And I know we're running up on our bingo here really quickly, but how do you become, if you're Joe or Jane agent in your marketplace, how do you become that standout individual if you have nothing or little to show for? You know, Nick, first to you, then to Jane.
So easiest way from a framework, I would probably say pick a topic, right? Whatever your topic is, think about, or even survey people in general. What would 10 people say about this topic? If you were to have a question that was thrown out there and the answer that 10 people would say this, but one person might say that, you make your content about what the one person would say, because the 9 people who would agree and say the same exact thing are going to go, huh? I got to pay attention to this for a second. So it's literally from a content creation standpoint, from a pattern interrupt, we call it a pattern interrupt. What is the general population thinking about a certain thing? They're zagging this way while you zig that way. And it's an easy way. It would be like if we did this marketing show and we were like, podcasting is dead, nobody should start a podcast, right? Like people are going to go, well, what? No, that's crazy. Like people are starting podcasts every day. Or if we said, don't start a TikTok account in 2022, TikTok is dead. Like that's probably more relevant. People would go, what? What do you mean TikTok is dead? Like everybody's crushing on TikTok. You would click and you would listen and you'd hear our take. And our take would be, don't start a TikTok channel in 2022 unless you're going to post valuable content and give the blueprint. And this is how you should do it. So like, it's that kind of thing. It's the pattern interrupt. It's the, when people are thinking this, give them that, because then they're going to pay attention to you and you just can't blend in and be vanilla. Like that's the biggest issue with most just small businesses in general, like people on social media who don't understand how it works. They think about the content as being about me. The content is not about you. Just like Gary Vee talks about this all the time. Don't get high on your own supply. The amount of feedback that you get from social media has nothing to do with you. So if you get positive feedback, you can't be happy about the positive feedback because it has nothing to do with you. It's how that person interpreted what you said to help them do what they did in their life. Same thing negatively. If somebody calls you an asshole, it has nothing to do with you and your personal content. It's their own thing. It's their own feelings. It's the trigger that you said to help them come up to terms with whatever this negative thing is. That's what social media is about. It's just learning how to play to the audience. What is everybody thinking? And then you just fucking give them that and shut the fuck up.
I like that. I like that a lot. You know, when I first started doing my beers and calls, I had no idea on the response. I was very timid. I'm like, shit, man, I'm doing this fucking shit live. Gosh dang it. Went out there and I literally, Nick, like you were saying, I just didn't care. Someone says something negative, don't care.
It's literally the most powerful thing you can do. If you can really truly do that, like it's game
like
over.
I had a person approach me very aggressively the other day and started talking some shit in person. And I was sitting there going like, okay, well, you have a blessed day. Take care. Glad you had some thoughts on it. Bye-bye. That person got so upset. It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off all the way down the street.
If you look at confidence in somebody, like if you see somebody and you see they have an unbelievable amount of confidence, normally in your mind you would be thinking like everything has gone right for this person, or like they have a huge support team behind them, puffing them. Like confidence is directly related to you not giving a fuck about whatever outcome.
Yep.
And this is why, like, entrepreneurs, when I talk to other people, like people who are attracted to me are typically sports related. A lot of people who play sports do really well in small business because they understand that if they strike out, they're not a loser. They learned from that curveball and they get back up to the plate and they do it again. The athlete in people is a really good mental makeup to business, because just because you lost that cold call doesn't mean you're a fucking loser. You lost that one time, that one day, that one specific instance with that one person. Learn from it and move on.
Well, the thing is that they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to what you're offering them.
Right.
So, I mean, Nick, do you want to go get a drink?
No.
Would you go get an ice cream?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have a win. So the different, what we offered you is something that you wanted at the time that you wanted it.
Right.
So when you guys are out there prospecting, doing videos, doing social media, doing ads, everything else, like Nick was saying, if they say no to you or don't click on you, it's just because it's not the right time or not the right offer. I mean, I know Nick is not a drinker. I do know he likes ice cream. Gene loves pasta and wine and beer and cigars and stuff like that.
And
so
Andrew
if I
Tate
said
after this,
oh yeah. So Gene, would you like to get a cigar and sit there and drink a glass of bourbon?
How about 2 for 2? Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
Would you like to sit outside and drink lemon water and not do anything?
100%.
Okay, fuck off. You got to say no somewhere.
No, but none of those things don't appeal to me. I like all of them.
Would you like to watch an hour's worth of Andrew Tate content?
No.
Okay, there you go.
No.
I want to say something about what Nick was saying. This is an interesting thing, and I used to teach this to my kids. Like, I remember when they would play softball and one of the kids would strike out and they would cry, right? We're talking young, right?
Yeah.
And like 5, 6?
Yeah. Even, and guess what? Even older, sometimes 8, 9, 10, depending on how competitive the kid is. But I would say, do you know what they call somebody that makes an out 70% of the time in their sport? A Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Like, there's that sport. Basically, you pick baseball. If you hit 333, you're in the Hall of Fame for your career, right?
Yeah, dude.
You know baseball, right?
Look at batting averages in the major leagues, dude. 230, 250. Like, you're doing good.
Right.
So phenomenal.
So think about that. Imagine if you were a real estate agent and I said to you, for every 1,000 calls you make, you're going to get 333 leads. Like, that number doesn't exist in our world, right? But what I'm saying is, you got to strike out so many times to get to that big money. So when we're talking about the social media stuff and the marketing and getting these affiliates and doing people to search, it's all about reach, right? If I said to you, you're going to talk to 2 people a day for the rest of your life and you're going to bat 10%, you're not going to make any money. But if you could talk to 50,000 people a day and bat 10%, that's a lot of people. Right. So how do we get out in front of as many people as humanly possible? And this was a great strategy. I'm glad Nick brought it to the table.
Me too. I really like it. And everybody who's listening to my voice right now and watching my face, reach out to Nick, reach out to Gene. The strategy here is basically like commercial fishing. You if you're going to do cold calling, which I love doing, and I do it all the time, you take a rod and one line and one piece of bait, and you throw it in the water, and you hope someone buys on it, bites on it. You do commercial fishing, you have a ship that lays out a net like 6 miles wide, and you suck everything up in it, and then you disseminate what you want to keep. I mean, this is something that I think is a huge, huge takeaway. Guys and gals, take notes. Go rewatch this video. Nick dropped some serious hammer. Gene did the exact same thing. You guys are legends when it comes to marketing and mindset and out of the box thinking when it comes to creating business. So I appreciate the shit out of both of you guys. Gene, we're going to go with you first. Final thoughts.
Simple. I don't give a shit what Nick says. I'm still the top G on all internet.
Top G.
Top G. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, no, that's it. I think we said a lot. The show was over an hour long, I think, or it's almost an hour long.
Yeah, we're at 56 minutes at this point.
Yeah, we got. Look, I think we laid it out there on the line again. I always think of Tony Barbarino. Tony calls me and he's always like, "I love what you guys put out there. It seems like you're just giving information. If you listen long enough, I feel like you'll learn something every once in a while." And I think today was one of those shows.
Oh, this is definitely one of those shows. This is one of those shows that if you guys go back and listen, you're going to learn, write down, enjoy, put it into action. Do not be shelf assurance. Be self assurance. So shelf is something that you're going to take and you're going to put it on the shelf and you're not going to do anything with it. Self assurance is what you do is you take action on what you learned. Nick, final takeaways, my friend.
Veronica just posted and said she wants to request a listing photo show. That's a great idea for you in your local market. If you want to look, there's a Facebook page called Zillow Gone Wild that shows all kinds of great pictures. Why don't you start a TikTok series of all the horrible listing photos and give your 2-cent comment? Like, that is a perfect example of something that could go viral on TikTok or Instagram Reels, very short form. Keep it to 45 seconds or shorter if you can, and post it to YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram, and TikTok. And that's your show. And you can call it Listing Photos Gone Wild or whatever you want to call it. Start that series and do it.
Do it now.
Don't wait for us.
Don't wait for us. And also all you got to do is Google bad real estate pics. You'll have 15 sites that have them up. Just strip them down, use them. And you could do what's the thing called on TikTok, Nick? Is it the green
screen? Yeah.
So it's just the picture behind you and you going like,
yes,
right?
Make some enemies, but it's not enemies. It's just, don't worry about it. It's on Zillow. It's public.
Yeah,
IDX is public.
Yeah, why are you mad at me? You did it.
You did it, right? So, yes, 100% do that. As far as everything else we talked about in this episode, I apologize in advance. No. If you end up Googling Andrew Tate and you go down the rabbit hole, I think the guy's absolutely hysterical because he's very polarizing, and I see what he's doing, and I love it from a top G marketer perspective. I tip my hat to him, right? He's not for everyone. Not even close, especially people have called him misogynistic and sexist, and like he's very male oriented. So he's an alpha male, and maybe that's why I respond to him too, because it's very locker room-esque style content, like what people would normally say behind the scenes. But his content strategy, if you're a broker, if you're a team leader, if you have people on your side, think about that concept. And from a social media perspective, the best thing that you can do for your business is remove expectations from everything that you're doing. Mm-hmm. And if you need to look up more into that, like I would advise you to go down the psychological rabbit hole of really figuring out how to not give a fuck. It will absolutely. And I always, like, I'm aware of it. I'm not a professor of it, but that is how I personally got over my fear of public speaking. You guys see me on these videos right now. You can probably say Nick never had a fear of public speaking. I was absolutely fucking terrified to stand in front of 10 people and give a speech until I learned this method of not giving a fuck and removing expectations and knowing that I'm going to just bring what I have to the table, and however you respond to it is your own personal business. It has nothing to do with me. So once you can understand that, it's a lot easier to turn on the camera and shoot a video, because whether somebody says you're awesome or you suck, it doesn't matter, because that's all about them. It has nothing to do with you.
You know what? I think you're 100% right on that. Honestly, I've never met a mic, a stage, or a camera that I didn't like. I've always wanted to be in front of people and be a star. My mom and I used to watch all the Academy Awards and everything like that. But Nick, I know where you're coming from on this. My girlfriend, she's a very analytical human being. You know, I've talked about this behind the stage several times. And when she will crush me on like microscopic things, I used to take it super personal. And I would get butthurt. And I'd be like, gosh dang it, why are you saying mean things to me? But in reality, I built thick skin. And now what I do is I just own what I did or what I didn't do. And I said, yeah, I didn't do it. Or, yeah, I did do that. What's up? So in marketing and planning and real estate, build that thick skin. So when someone says something mean to you, like, no, I don't want to list with you, or I don't like you, or your marketing plan sucks, you just say, you know what? Thank you very much. You have a blessed day. Great weekend. God bless you. And walk away.
Yeah, just know if you're fearful of something. So anytime you get fear or anxiety, you are trying to actively control the outcome of something you have no control over.
Yep.
If you're fearful of going on that listing appointment, it's not because you haven't practiced. It's not because you don't have a listing appointment. It's because you're scared of the outcome that you've put in your head before you even get there.
Exactly.
That's all fear is. That's all it is. You're controlling the outcome that you have no control over. So if you can understand that, like, you will be leaps and bounds better in your business, in your life, than all of your friends. I promise you.
Take away the power that those two little words or two little letters control your life. N-O, no. Take away the power from that and just use it as a learning opportunity. Nick, I think that's a great way to end the show here, ladies and gentlemen. That goes to marketing, that goes to social media, that goes to your personal life, that goes to your prospecting, that goes to, your personal relationships and anything else. So, ladies, you know what you need to do. Gene, I need a color on the bow for the show.
I'm going to go fuchsia.
Fuchsia? Seriously?
Yep.
Okay. No, that's not going to happen. Literally, it's not going to happen.
Just checking. Good.
Okay. So we have fuchsia. Nick, what is your color?
I'm sticking with the theme of the show. And so when you go down the Tate rabbit hole, you'll understand that he has an orange Bugatti, and he talks about what color is your Bugatti. So I'm going with Andrew Tate orange Bugatti.
I'll just say go with Bugatti. Okay. What's his name again?
Andrew Tate.
Okay. Shut up, Gene.
It might be bronze. It's like a burnt orange.
I love you, Greg McDaniel.
All right, so we'll go with bronze. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
your Bugatti.
What do you have a big Bugatti? Tell me about your Bugatti.
We've gone on too long. The show's
Uncomfortable Thoughts with Greg McDaniel.
All right, guys and gals. Hope you guys got a couple of laughs out of this, some knowledge out of it as well. We're gonna put a fuchsia bow and a bronze Bugatti. If you have a big Bugatti, on the show, on the bow on the show. So guys, we really love you. All jokes aside, we can't do the show without you. So thank you so very, very much. You guys really mean the world to us. Hashtag Nick Sackis, hashtag Gene Volpe, hashtag Greg McDaniel, hashtag REU. If you guys like anything here, go to reunation.com. If you guys want additional content at a zero cost basis. We have amazing people there for now.
Get in early.
We just
in early.
Yeah. It might be coming.
If you get in early, it's going to be free. If you don't, and you guys hear my voice in like 10 years, I'm so sorry you found us late. But We love you to pieces. Thank you, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Have a blessed, powerful day. And until next time, peace out, ninjas. We got